Name is Shintani. Contractor part of this program. And I see, you guys see most of the PowerPoint diagrams already. So we're kind of more here to show you the product itself and what it looks like. What we're trying to do is talk about the wall systems on this one here. Hawaii homes have never been built to resist hurricanes in the older historic homes anyway. Well, some of the older ones may have because they were, we've seen a lot of homes that are New England style, and actually you had tradespeople that actually came in from the East Coast and from the mainland, and they dug their foundations below the frost lines, you know, in Hawaii here, and they did it well. They dug it deep, and they reinforced it and strengthened it. So it's a lot more resistance to the single family homes that we see where was built later on in the 40s and 50s that were built in multitude for most of the generations here. So anyway, I brought along Tim. Well, Tim gladly accepted to bring his model of the home so that you could actually see, feel, and touch and see and look at what we use to, what it looks like when we put it in place. This is the hurricane ties that Barbara, as well as Lau, was talking about, and I can pass this out, and you guys can just pass this around and take a look at it. And you can see the thickness of the steel and what it is that we're using to hold down the roof. This is for the rafters itself.
Those are the ones you put inside the attic?
No, these go outside. They're not designed to go inside. We've seen some people who've installed it on the inside, and I'm being told that they're better than nothing, but they're actually not designed to go on the inside, and they don't work as well.
Yeah, we were specifically designed. We didn't have anything for single wall Hawaii retrofit, so we made these just for Hawaii to go on the outside.
Okay, so if you didn't hear it, these are designed to go on the outside. Single wall construction, I think you saw this picture in the diagram before. The difference is you have a single wall system versus a stud, a 2x4 on the inside. On the very top, it may vary from a beam like a 4x6 to a 4x8. The true single wall homes will only have a 2x4 or even a 2x3 that's holding up the roof system. The roof itself, though, we built it even on the single wall homes. It's designed as a triangle. And the triangle itself is pretty a strong system itself. And by itself, we've seen the structure hold up pretty well in high winds as a triangle. The problem is the whole thing flies off, you know, and as a unit, you know, it stays together, but it's gone. Okay, you hear me better? Okay, sorry. So this is why they came up with the hurricane ties. It's a way of holding down the ties, holding down that roof, holding down that triangle to the wall. So now when the house blows off, it has to pull the wall off with it, and it's a lot harder. Okay. The next part, though, is that you want that wall to be fastened to the foundation to add the weight of to add more weight to the unit. You tie the walls, and you know, there are. Do you bring any fasteners for that? Yeah. We can show you what we've used to tie in the wall systems.
Longer screws that work.
Okay. You can pass these screws around.
And then hold downs for the foundations.
And this is the hold down and we try to secure this post down to the foundations. And again, the steel is a much stronger steel, a lot heavier, a lot bigger, the both sides bigger, and it fastens down to the foundation itself. Going back, this is the roof ties, what it looks like. Everybody saw this earlier. But in this instance, you saw the screws that we just passed out. it's a little less diameter and a lot shorter, but they're screws. We've seen the people put this on and they use these short roofing nails. That's not going to work as well.
Here's the screws.
These are the proper size screws and the lengths. Much thicker than a roofing and a lot longer than a roofing nail. Here's a retrofit from the inside of the rafters. But he's using the hurricane ties on the wrong side of, I think, on this one.
That's an example, Alan, of somebody's house who was built in the 90s where they didn't know how to install them yet. So some cases they were improperly installed.
These are the hurricane ties that we use if we're framing a house and we install this on the outside,
Inside.
on the inside. On a new house, we put it on the outside.
You can, yeah, but covered up. Inside.
Cover it up, yeah. Same application here.
Can I,
Sure.
This is the screw that I gave Alan, the orange one. It's actually, I'd have to give credit to Dennis. This is his house. He's the author of that homeowner's handbook. But I just wanted to show that in his house, he went up in the attic and those clips were not installed right. His house was built in the 90s. So we developed a new screw, and he's experimenting with that orange screw where you could retrofit a double wall home using one of these screws. And so we're just keep experimenting and trying to find new ways to help people retrofit their homes, because
These are the screws again.
if it was built before 95, it probably doesn't have.
What is the orange made out of? Is it just painted?
It's just coated
coated.
orange so you can identify. Here you
Again, these are different straps we use to build the continuous load path from the trusses to the wall, from the wall to the studs. Again, different methods of tying your second floor to the first floor walls. Double wall construction. The fact comes from the walls are framed with exterior sheeting on the outside and the drywall on the inside of a 2x4 or 2x6 wall. This is something that I guess we briefly brought up earlier, but the past hurricanes, my main job came repairing trees falling on homes or trees breaking off and flying into the homes or cars. But there's a lot of damage from, I threw that picture in because I think that's a lot of prevention that can happen if you try to properly trim and move your, or relocate or trim your trees before the hurricane comes. This last one, I think there was a big tree branch that came rocking right in through the what do you call the baby room, and just missed the crib. So there were major damages from that tree. Okay, we've heard the architect and we've heard the structural engineer, and now you're hearing from the contractor. It says, like, do you need a contractor, or do you need somebody else to put it on? And I think the answer comes just basically, you don't need a contractor to do all the ties to put these on. If you think you can, you can do the work. Make sure that you properly, know how to use the ladder or a scaffold. You're going to be going up on the top and on a high area, putting up these hurricane ties or ties. You're going to need two hands, so you want to build a proper scaffold to work off of, and not hang off of a ladder or a window sill or something with one hand hanging on and trying to put this thing up with just one hand, because it doesn't work. So the difference between the contractor and the handyman, we've thought about bringing this out, is contractors need to be licensed. They need to have training. We have to carry insurance, and we're able to pull the permits. So is the homeowner also to put up these. You don't need a permit to put these ties on, by the way, but if you're doing anything else, any kind of remodeling or addition to your house, you're going to need permits. And contractors can do that for you. And contractors have a recovery fund. Every year, we have to replenish the contractor's fund if it gets used up. The contractor's fund is for when people hire a licensed contractor and he somehow doesn't finish the job. The state has a recovery fund to help support homeowners with this fund and reimburse the homeowners with the money to help them recover some of the losses. If you hire a handyman, they're not licensed. They normally don't have insurances, and regardless of your cost, their project needs to required to think about hiring a contractor. These are the places we have as references of places that you could buy these ties or from other manufacturers or the Simpson ties. These are the people that carry it. Besides the City Mill, besides City Mill and Lowe's and Home Depot, some of the other retail outlets are listed here. So there's quite a few. And my resources, a lot of them. This is the top one here is from an insurance company. They put this out about building a shelter in place or using a shelter in place. Barbara brought that up earlier. The second one is actually put out by the city and county Department of, what was that? Oh, the third one here is Commerce and Consumer Affair. It's published by the state. It's an extensive publication about strengthening single-family homes in Hawaii. And it goes in depth about all the details of what they need to do and products you need to use. I thought it was really interesting, and it covers a lot, and a lot more than we can cover tonight.
That's the one that's being passed around.
Okay, thank you. Shall we?